Hey Sagittarius, I wanted to bring in other decks that I used in personal readings. I went looking for, I have an African deck. I want several. I have the Sybil's Oraculum, the Black Doves, but I'm waiting to find an Orisha's deck that I want. But in the meantime, I work for Kali. She's identified herself to me. She's visited me in my home, and there's a deck of a Chinese painter. It's an Alana Fairchild deck that she wrote, and she works with a Chinese painter who created a bunch of cards based on his travels to Tibet. So I like to pull the world together in my cards. These I found, this is Mel Brown. She's an Aboriginal healer in Australia. And I'm waiting to get a fourth deck, Aboriginal Spirit, from her. These I love because in Manitoba, where I live on Anishinaabe land. And beadwork is heavily present in my area. I've had Aboriginal friends explain that to me. And so I was really taken with the fact that they just carry the energy that really speaks to me of my experiences with Great Spirit and the ancestors that have coped with everything that's been happening and still communicate. And so I want to pull a card from each of these decks. This is the Goddess Chakra, this is the Healing Oracle, and the Dreamtime Oracle. And the Healing one deals with past, present, and future. So whichever card we get from this will tell us whether this reading has to do with past, present, or future. These are and then with the chakras, we'll start with that. These are stories that come to Mel through dreams, where her ancestors speak to her through dreams in stories. So, put these to the side. I'm going to pull the cards. I'm going to rest them up here. We'll do tarot, get the tarot story, and then we'll get into the meanings of the oracle cards as affirmations and tie it together. But I want their energies up and out while we read the tarot. And I'll keep the tarot a more limited read because these cards pack such a punch. Okay, Sagittarius. Right now, we're leaving your season and heading into Capricorn season, yes, but the sun is technically just hitting Sagittarius right now. It's just left Scorpius. And so the sun, because of the precession of the equinoxes that happened a while ago when the earth wobbled on its axis, so that the original placements, they still follow the lunar calendar. So yes, if you're born in Sagittarius season, all you need to do is take the sidereal chart. If you follow chart work at all, I can help you with this. Chances are good by about a 24-degree approximation that the sun was actually in Scorpius when you were born as a Sagittarius. I'm a Sagittarius rising, but I would go with sidereal placements, and I would just separate where the sun is from your birthday. The problem reconciling the two is that, well, then that gives you a different birthday. Does it give, you're not born in Scorpio, you're born in Sagittarius. It's still a season. The season still counts. So I run two clocks within each other. If I'm sounding completely confusing, get in touch, and I've got PDFs that I can do for you to show you all what I mean. But but in essence, the fact that the sun is just hitting Sagittarius, so we still have strong energy. Your energy is still strong while we go through most of Capricorn. Which is, again, so still more healing, more truth, more happiness, really. Empathy. So capitalize on that energy as much as you can. Know that, sorry, not COVID, just a dry throat. Know that you're not out of your own energy yet. So let's figure out which part of the body. Aboriginal guides, Mother Earth, Father Sky. What part of the body should Sagittarius focus on right now? Oh, isn't that a nice, like, ooh, smooth, smooth. Okay, just like Capricorn, sacral chakra. So your lower abdomen, where your happiness is. Inhibitions. Can you imagine Sagittarius having any inhibitions? Can you imagine? I'm not sure I can. Now, find out whether this is past, present, or future. They want me to go with they like. They don't mind us taking time with this, but I know I won't get you to watch. And now they're just, nope. Past, present, or future. Why? Inhibitions is why. I'm kind of tempted to take that one. Okay, that one's jumping enough. Let's end this tug of war. Let's end this tug of war. The other one was green, this one's green. Wild fennel, calmness. And this is the past. This is the past. Wild fennel, calmness. Inhibitions, calmness. Interesting. And as for a dream, okay, that was okay. Make up for lost time. Not lost time. Sorry. It is what it is. Wondrous opportunities. Well, you don't want your inhibitions getting in the way of wondrous opportunities. Okay. Well, Sagittarius, your lower abdomen, calmness, and wondrous opportunities. Let's see what Tarot wants to say. It wants to say a lot. It wants to say Two of Wands. A crossroads. And an opportunity, yes, with somebody. With who? With whom is this opportunity? Almost. And what is this? Ten of Wands. Completion. To jump from the 2 to the 10 is looking ahead quite a bit. Feels like a lot. So there's worry. That's your own card. Is there an Aries giving you a hard time? Chariot in reverse is mostly, it's a little bit, but close enough to reverse. Something's out of balance. Divine timing. Cancer energy, but moon energy. Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces energy. An ordeal could be over, or there's no progress. It's a 5. No, it's a 7. All right. Transformation. Promise to self. You've got that yin-yang energy of the horses that need to be harnessed. It needs to be harnessed and moving in the same direction. So the question is, are these two wands, are they heading in the same direction? And perhaps they're not. So conflicts. I don't have a 5 of wands here. But if we're talking about, if we pull that, now this just, I did this off camera, it flipped. I'm not going to take it then, I'm just, because I didn't let you see it. I've got a 4 of cups that just flipped in the deck. So hesitation, there's a pause. Psychic connections, guidance. You've been given signs and messages about this, and you're not sure that you accept them. Okay. There's another upside down card. All right, I'm back. I lost my kitchen light. It's a big one. I'm in an apartment building and I've had to switch light sources, so sorry for the change in lighting. It's probably part of the message. I have no idea how to change that light. It's a huge long one that I think I have to get the landlord to call somebody in to do something about. So, I don't think that'll be happening anytime soon. And we're going to count that into this with this Queen of Cups in reverse. Dearest Sagittarius, is this you? Water energy, water energy. Question is it love or is it psychic energy? What is Seven of Pentacles? So material world concerns and a transformation in them that's not happening. What was I saying about transformation? This change, possibly a past change, something that's happened already. We need that Ace of Wands though, don't we? That's what we need. But the 7 in reverse leads back to a 6. So something that was given by the universe to you, by God, a means to like believe that you're on the right track. That's what I believe the 6s are about. Because every time in my life where the 7s come up and I've got this huge personal change to make, it's always preceded by some endowment of some kind. So that when the time comes to make the change, I recognize it's like, yep, they already let me know it was coming because they let me, yeah. Yep. So, I'll get one more card and then we'll just, and geez. The Knight of Cups. Knight isn't equal to the Queen. And he's not coming out in straight energy towards this Chariot. He's looking up. So he's looking up at this. He's looking up at this card. Inhibitions. Well, let's see. Let's see what they want to say about inhibitions in your sacral chakra. I'll read this as entertainingly as possible. Our inhibitions can be negative and positive either way. Fear ensures they remain hidden from everyone else. Inhibitions can sometimes take on a destructive role, which causes us to withdraw parts of ourselves from the world in an attempt to keep our secret. Some secrets are meant to be shared, and often the energy put into keeping them hidden greatly outweighs the impact of the inhibition. Don't allow the situation to take over your life. You have the intelligence to solve this issue and move on, yet you're being stubborn and refusing to do so. If you continue with this destructive behavior, you will create exactly what you are most fearing. You've already lost. Lick your wounds, dry your tears, and rejoin life as it was before you decided that this was to rule your life. People are watching from the sideline and cheering you on. There is a real sense of love and caring coming from the spectators, only they know they can't run your race for you. Make them proud, pull yourself back up, and at least complete the race. The spectators will have more respect for you and will remember your courage for completing, rather than the fact you didn't win. Jeez, okay, so we have Chariot in reverse. Oh, and Sagittarius, you do love to run. You do love to run. So this Chariot has to get right. You have to upright the Chariot. It went down on purpose. That's divine timing. Now, whether it was God or the devil interfering with you, and the truth might be different for some of you. But I don't think God and the devil play along the same schedule. So, but whatever this is, the 7, that transformation, what you're not, it's saying you're not changing. We've got 2 7s in reverse, right? Wild fennel, calmness. Calmness is in temperance, perhaps, and that is past energy. It's also the last of the bush medicine cards. It's the last of the past cards. Wild fennel medicine is gentle and calming. Finding the happy medium between doing nothing and responding in a forceful manner is a skill that takes extensive practice to master. Often doing nothing at all and leaving it to the ancestors to manage may seem like the easiest option. There we have that 4 of Cups that popped out. But ask yourself first, are you using this as an excuse to avoid the situation? And yeah, that's speaking so much to this psychic communion kind of energy of the Cups. In most cases, managing situations with a calm and gentle, planned approach will provide us with the best outcomes, even when those around us are responding on a totally different energy level. Your situation required a slow and measured intervention to ensure a positive outcome. However, you confused the situation by doing nothing at all. Doing nothing caused the situation to deteriorate beyond your control. Being laid back or passing the responsibility to others has not been helpful. It required a gentle response to relieve the situation. And that might be true to varying degrees. You have to kind of figure out. We do have something that happened very abruptly. This is not calm energy, either in upright or reverse. And these two are not necessarily known for calm behavior, right? There can be toxicity with these guys. And it's not your natural state. It's Sagittarius. Well, and you have it in your chart. Everybody has everything in their chart, but you know, your wand's energy. We don't have any swords here though. So there is an absence of critical thinking because there aren't any swords here. There is no measured approach here. Last but not least, wondrous opportunities. The second last. Right, the last and the second last. Wondrous opportunities. Back at the time when the animals were just created, they gathered together to decide on what each of their roles would be. Each animal thought about it for a while, and one by one returned to the group to discuss their thoughts and decisions. The kookaburra said he wanted to spread happiness, and decided his role was to laugh loudly to remind the other animals of the joys of being alive. The crocodile said his role was to be scary and to keep the children away from the water so that they wouldn't accidentally drown. The tiny sugar ant waited until last to speak because he had no idea how he could be helpful, as he was always too busy eating the dead foliage on the ground whilst searching for his beloved nectar. All the other animals laughed warmly and told the tiny sugar ant how important it was to clean up the debris in the bush, and that he was the perfect animal to do so. At the end of the day, all the animals agreed that the key to creating a balanced and harmonious environment was for everyone to work together. You feel confident working on your own. This way, you can create unique opportunities which are highly beneficial to you. In your quest to work alone, you miss out on the creativity and relationships that occur when you work with others. This is a great time to reconsider your reclusiveness and seek the company of others. On this occasion, there's a lot to be gained regarding the sharing of information and skills. Well, that speaks to this Two of Wands. And these inhibitions. Balancing. We're talking about balance. So balancing the yin-yang. Okay, so this is a story possibly about you, Sagittarius. These could be two aspects of yourself. Your feminine and your masculine. Feminine having slightly stronger presence, but unsure. The masculine having something of a subservient role, but being optimistic. Or looking to probably transform. Either that or they're two people, but the Ten of Wands leading to the Ace, leading to the Two. The Ace is absent. The beginning is absent. So what was that Ace of Wands? What's that core drive? What's that beginning? But in order to get to the beginning, you have to go through these transformations. So there's a transformation necessary in your material, in your pentacles aspects of your life. Your material gains, security, cash flow, and in your connections, possibly to guides, but then to roots, to maybe family, but close ones. The 10, almost home. That house in the distance. The journey, what I know as a Sagittarian rising myself, is that I put empathy as a major aspect of our existence, that because we pursue the truth, we we are, and we're mutable, so we adapt to the truth that we find in other people. We're able to look through other people's eyes and walk in other people's shoes, more so than many other people. If other people don't have strong Sagittarian placements, they don't go to the same extent that we'll go to empathize, to understand. And therefore, we can get caught not speaking what we believe, because we are so busy meeting in the middle with everybody else, and they are not doing it to the extent that we're doing it, and they need to be. And and when we do take a stand, we know that we're going to polarize things, and we're not necessarily going to get credit for it from all the people that we've spent so much time putting the effort in to understand, or not even putting that. It doesn't take too much effort to understand them, because we come by it naturally. Making sure that they know that we understand is where the bulk of the effort goes, and then the looking after them, because they know that we're compassionate and will listen and see things the way they see things. There's all of that, and there's strength in that. There is comes a point where we do have to flip it all, and then meet ourselves in the middle. You know, we don't draw a hard line, but we have to risk it all at some point. And then we prove how right we were. In the long run, it takes time. Everybody else should be doing the same, going to the same extent. They should be getting to know their Sagittarian placements. But yes, very inhibiting to be the ones that understand everybody, and then we have to turn around and try to get them to understand us, because they think we stand on moral high ground then, and actually there is some moral high ground in that, if we've done it well. That's the difficulty. So this calmness, this balance, yes, there's a lack of balance, and that needs to be corrected, and it's been brought to your attention with divine timing. So let's check again, Sagittarius. I'm keeping notes. You know I am. Much love.